What's up, Power Couples? This is Carlos and Catherine Green of Power Couples Rock.
Hey, Power Couples.
So glad y'all are joining us tonight for another episode of Popcorn Conversations, where we are joined by our wonderful, we call them our family. They're like family to us and friends.
I love
it. Birmingham, Alabama. Adam and Adrian, a.k.a. The Mixons.
Mixons.
Hey, people, how y'all guys doing? Yeah, the Mixons.
Oh, the M.
The Mixons.
Oh, the M. Okay.
We
the green machine.
All right. We can do that. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're so excited about these conversations that we're having. As you all know, this season we are concentrating on couples who are in business or ministry together, or at least one of them is in business or ministry together. So we want to focus in on that because we know that that's a great need in our country today, how to navigate through those challenging times when we're talking about owning our own business or operating in our own ministries at this point. And speaking of that, we do have what we call our Master for Marriage Circle. And if you're interested in being a part of the Master for Marriage Circle, we have some discovery meetings coming up.
We do.
So you can go to powercouplesrock.com and you can sign up for that discovery meeting or express your interest, I should say, in the Master for Marriage Circle. And we specifically deal with couples who are in marriage and who are married and in business and ministry together.
Absolutely.
Right? We sure Wonderful.
Do. We sure do.
So we love to have you part of our circle, part of our community, and all of that.
You can scan that QR code at the top. I will put it up again later. But as always, you can always go to powercouplesrock.com and you can sign up for the interest if you're interested in it. And we'll be able to talk with you in detail about it.
So we are on tonight to go into another conversation because last week, it was really a lively conversation where we talked about boundaries in our marriages. And if you guys noticed, my wife is actually on tonight.
Yeah.
So last Tuesday, she was not on. She was preparing for a major event that she had that I'm so proud of you. You did such a great job.
Thank you. I was relaxing while you all trying to relax, but I will tell you, I was listening in and making lots of noises as you all were live, and I was like, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I was supposed to be trying to rest and sleep for a competition that I was in, but nevertheless, it was a very good show. And if you didn't get a chance to attend or watch that episode, please go to our YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch the episode in full.
Exactly. So again, go out there and subscribe to Power Couples Rock on YouTube so that you can get all the episodes that we put out there. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We're excited. Mixons, are y'all ready to go and dive into the conversation?
We
all ready. You got your espresso ready to go. You got your water ready to go. I've got my Arnold Palmer right here ready to go. Okay. Ready to dive in. But we're talking about tonight building a business without breaking your marriage. And we get excited about building our businesses because that's part of our legacy. That's what we want to do. We have that entrepreneurial spirit in there. But then how do we make sure that we are protecting our marriages so that the business does not become the baby and that's all we talk about and we don't get the opportunity to nourish our marriages the way that they need to be. I want to start the conversation off then and then turn it over to Catherine and the Mixons on what the data says regarding couples.
All right, we're going to start out with data.
Yeah, we're going to start out with data.
Or data.
Let's start out with data.
Let's get it out there.
Okay. So this is interesting. The 3.7 million couple-owned businesses operate in the United States, making up approximately 10% of all businesses with employees.
That's big.
That is huge. 10% in the United States.
Yeah.
And then here's a couple of challenges though with that. 62% of copreneur couples say business stress directly impacts their marital satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
I could definitely see
I can
that.
definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one. 48% of couple-owned businesses report that role ambiguity is their most significant operational challenge.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
I know. And I thought this next statistics I'm giving is pretty low though. It says that only 30% of couple-owned businesses with clear role definitions report. Well, no, this is a good statistics. Definite uh higher couple-owned businesses with clear role definitions, okay,
Yeah,
report
clarity.
30% higher satisfaction in both business and marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got the clear roles and definitions of those roles, you have a greater chance of satisfaction in your marriage and in your business.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, clarity is attracts, and then confusion repels.
Exactly.
And we, yes, so we
All
want to
right, Catherine, coming
All
out of the
Where
Go
was
ahead.
she last week?
I know. I know.
Go ahead.
Right. But I was thinking though that building a business, we have businesses. You guys actually have a business as well, and building that business, it is so life giving that you're creating something that's like a legacy for you. You're also putting something wonderful out into the world that has your thumbprint on it,
Mhm.
things that you're doing to actually serve your community, which is awesome. And it's like one of the most powerful expressions of a shared calling that you can have if you're actually working it together or one of you all are supporting the other. It could be a wonderful shared calling.
Mm.
But then at the same time, it could really cause some tension because you're putting all your energy and all your efforts into it. So I'd love to hear from the Mixons, like with your business that you all have. Did it take a lot of time for you all to get it up and running? And because Adrian, I know you do your therapy work
Mhm.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, and what were some of those stressors? I'd love to hear that for the audience.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think we have probably 3 different businesses.
Okay.
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 One of them is, our serving and ministry together. And
Yes.
then from day one,
Mhm.
an offshoot of that was my writing and publishing
That's right.
brand. And then the third being Adrian's counseling practice.
Mhm.
So we have had, we continue to have
Mhm.
multiple expressions of what it looks like to work together
Mhm.
Mm.
and how to work together
Yeah.
efficiently and effectively. But it's not without some bumps and bruises
Yeah.
Mhm.
from,
Yeah.
from kind of learning
Yeah.
as we go.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm. How
you-
long have you all had your businesses?
You
we've been
started yours a while ago.
we've been serving in ministry together for probably 32 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then publishing probably 15,
Mhm.
15 years, and then your counseling practice for the last 5, probably.
Yeah. Probably the last 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So role clarification, the statistic, I feel like that
Yeah.
was really good to share because we all have we I think we want the same thing.
Mm.
We're 2 different people. Y'all are 2 different people. We're gonna see things different.
Mhm.
Right.
When we start to get to building, oh, I'm gonna start here. No, actually, it's probably a better idea if you start there. And then it's like, why don't we see things the same way, even though we want the same thing? So
Yeah.
role clarification and
Well,
and like you said, playing to other strengths and weaknesses so that we work together.
yeah,
Mm.
I think at the root of the role clarification though is the ability to um, appreciate difference
Mm.
Yes.
and to abandon the habit that we have, and all of us do it, of judging one another based upon our experience and the way we shaped and formed. I mean, we make assumptions, and we have in our head these unwritten rules about how things should be done. When the truth of the matter is, you were formed by a whole different set of circumstances. There are certain things that we have in common, certain things that we don't, and when we don't clarify or express those unwritten rules, they lead to assumptions that cause conflicts in how we perform or carry out our roles.
But do you find sometimes though, and maybe these even with you, Catherine, do you find sometimes though that even if you don't have clarity in your roles or whatever, you are still so locked in to building your business. You want to grow your business. You want to make sure that it is successful and it just lives in your brain and lives in your heart all the time. You're always thinking about what can I do to actually make sure I'm serving well, making sure that I'm being profitable, making sure that I'm if I'm social media, I'm doing all the things that are appropriate for me to have a successful business. And so I need you to support me and make sure that, you know, we are moving this business forward.
He said, I need you to support me.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think golly, I mean, me and Adrian been together for such a while that and I can say this without any equivocation, wondering whether or not she supports me had never been a question. That has never been a question. She has been, you know, down like 4 flats on the Cadillac from way back. She is
that part.
4 flats on the Cadillac from way back. Okay.
I like that.
I mean, again, it's, you know, some people struggle with their spouse to get support or get them to buy. No, she's, you know, without cliche, she's a day one. Now, how she supported is where conflict ensued.
Yes. Is that where the assumptions come in?
Yeah, that's where the assumptions come in and the role ambiguity.
Yes.
In my head, this is how you show up in this space. This is what you're supposed to do. You had another design in your mind. And it's not that, like Adrian said, we're not aimed at the same goal. Trying to accomplish the same stuff. But I had expectations, you had ideas, and the two did not match. So while we're leaning in the right direction, we're struggling while we go.
So I wanted to ask a question about, because you talked about appreciation of differences. And oftentimes it's very challenging when you're in business, and I've seen this happen to where couples, they don't appreciate their differences. They look at it as in a negative way. And talk to me a little bit of how you all learned to appreciate those differences and what were they? And if you can give us an example of how you learned how to appreciate the differences.
And while y'all are talking to anybody that's listening there, we would love to understand, like, what are your strengths if you have a business together? What's your strengths and what's your spouse's strength from a differences standpoint?
You want to speak to some of our differences?
Learning how to, oh man. I think you have to, I'm going to say this the best way I can.
Just go and say it.
I think we're going to have to bump our heads and probably get our feelings hurt to realize maybe I'm not the best at this. But you are. I'll receive it better if you can present it to me in a way that doesn't seem like it's being hurled. Like, you know what? I love you, but I've been doing this for a while. I can probably head this on. What do you feel like you'll be comfortable doing? It's you start to realize, okay, maybe I can't do all of this. Maybe I can't do the website and then the money and then presenting stuff to people. Maybe I need to focus right here because I failed at that.
Yes.
And you know, you're not alone in your failure, because one of the lessons I've learned from Adrian is that again, it's not, because again, judgment slips in when we make assumptions. won't you do it like this? Or why? Or everybody knows this, or of course that. No, that's just wrong. It's not that you're good and I'm bad, or mine's better
That's
and
right.
yours worse. No, we just different. We got
Yes.
different approaches and
Yes.
value
Mhm.
and that difference. And I tend to be 90 going north all day, all night, full on, full in.
Dude.
And
So when do you turn it off then?
Yeah.
when
When he
this
sleep.
African-minded woman is like, bruh, we
Bruh.
gotta eat.
Yes.
We need to
Exactly.
put the brakes on this
What's
because you
up?
could kill all of us trying to do all of. I remember when we on Scout on Faith and moved to Alabama. Um, um, we had some friends help us move.
Mm.
And me, I'm one of those dudes that if it's in a box, it's got to be out of the box. If it's out of the box, it's got to be put away, and the box needs to be destroyed before
Yes.
I can arrest. But mind you, we done moved our whole life across multiple states. We done moved
Yes.
across the country.
Yes.
And he just let me tear in, and I'm look, y'all. And they kept saying, "Hey, we need to take a break. We need to eat. We
It's
need
like,
to
let's
do this."
go.
And
Yes.
and I worked literally, and I'm confessing this, I worked until I passed out. Woke up in the middle of a bunch of kitchen utensils and stuff piled up around me, stuck in places where they shouldn't have been stuck. And
Oh God.
I woke up looking around like, hey, why y'all didn't wake me? What? They were like, look, he
We
tried
probably
to
get
wake
more
me
done
More done when you were
when you were
asleep.
asleep. We got more done when you were asleep. Okay.
up. But there's a balance in there,
Yeah.
and we got to where we needed to go, got what we accomplished.
Mhm.
Probably could have got there more peacefully if I wasn't so.
I know. I think that's the same thing for me too. So I want to give a shout out to Pastor Brooks, Anthony Brooks. He's actually on. Man, you have a blessed evening too. He and his wife actually do marriage ministry as well, and they do couples counseling, all of that. And so we refer couples to them as well. So, man, it's so good to see you guys on tonight. So I love that, and so join the conversation as well. So, Catherine, I'm probably like Adam.
Carlos is always on 10. And then if he's really exciting, he's on 25. And
Yes.
at times, when I'm on caffeine, I can be on 25.
Wow.
But he is constantly going. But one of the things I think we learn to appreciate about each other is that we do honor our strengths, right? And we've understood what those strengths are and learn to. That's why appreciation was really vital when you said that. Learn to appreciate each other's strengths, and then that allows us to play into those a lot more than have these assumptions about we got to get social. This is one of the things, we got to get social media out. Well, it's not my strength. It's not my strength. And so and you're talking to an introvert, right? A person who, I thrive behind the scenes. So being out in front, talking about helping couples build a business without breaking their marriage is a huge step. That's important that they hear my voice as well. But I can get a lot of things done behind the scenes. So I prefer him to do social media because he's social. We're not talking about social butterfly. We're talking about social butterflies.
You are the butterflyist.
Yeah, but I love his drive. I love that he's always thinking about what we can do and how we can move forward. And so when we've learned to appreciating our gifts and talents and respecting what we can own in the business for it to run smoothly, it has helped us to really hone in on who our avatar is, what we need to do, where the gaps are in our business.
Oh, so you said something good because I want you to say when you said we know who our avatar is,
right?
People may say, "What are you talking about? Is that a cartoon or whatever?" Like, what is avatar? What is an avatar for
Well,
the people that are wondering?
Well, let me back and say
good.
the reason why I said avatar. Well, first of all, Carlos and I, for a long time, we did a lot of couples coaching, retreats, seminars, workshops, and we were trying to hit every couple because it's like, well, that's what we want to do. We're here to serve couples. We were commissioned to go out and serve couples, and that is true. But what it was doing was we were running into walls. Like, so who are we really? How are we supposed to reach them? We're not just out there doing workshops just to be doing it.
Right.
So we want to make an impact. And we sat down and we started to say, who are we, first of all? And then how do we serve those people well?
Yes.
And as we began to peel back the layers, God began to show us that you're married, you do business, you've done ministry. Those are the people I would love for you to tap into. And the reason is we were seeing a lot of couples allowing the business or the ministry to be number one and the relationship to be on the back burner.
Yes.
And when it's all said and done, we were like, if the ministry goes away and the business goes away, then what do you have? So you have to be able to work on the relationship, your marriage, the covenant relationship.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time talking about our covenant, putting that in the forefront. And that's how God helped us to determine this is the area I want you to go in. There is a gap here. There are couples that are suffering through, they're just going and saying the church, God has called me to the church, and then they leave their family behind. And God is for the family.
Amen.
God is for the family.
Yeah.
And so I believe there's a way that all of that, even the work that he's given us to do, it can thrive in that space. So that's avatar is who we are serving, and that's who God has called us to, because that's what we've experienced and that's what we've been through.
So it's what you said something before we were online about clarity. Clarifying that vision, pursuing that vision, and then aligning on that vision, and then communicating regularly.
Yes.
Because context change, but vision doesn't, which means you have to adjust yourself at times. Life changes. Circumstances change, so we have to pivot sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think, my goodness, I think those were some just hard lessons. Again, rooted in, learning to appreciate the difference that we both have.
Yeah.
Learning how to zoom in on what our particular calling is, because both of us work in helping professions.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
So you constantly being inundated with other folks' stuff, not.
Yeah.
And not being properly centered. And what we talked about last week, not having appropriate boundaries for that stuff.
Sure.
That is huge right there.
To your point, Catherine, all that stuff is going to go away. That stuff has a shelf life. Yeah, but this covenant is supposed to be for life.
For life.
It is. And I love that we can act. Oh, this is one that Anthony Brooks said, our business is an extension of our marriage, which is an extension of our ministry. This extension of our marriage was an extension of our ministry. So, and I believe that with we call it a BAM, doing business as a ministry, right? That's a BAM. What we have is that we want what we do or what we say, our actions to be representative of the people that we serve, right? So we're unapologetically Christ followers. So our ministry is going to be grounded and rooted in the Word of God. We honor our covenant relationship. So we want to make sure that what we are telling other couples to do in their marriage, we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then from actions and strategies that we're putting in front of these couples, we're using some of those same strategies
Mhm.
to build our business as well. So I do agree with Brooks that it's an extension, but I think we put, I think it's harder for me. I'm going to confess.
Well, the confession is good. They
Confession is
say
good
for
for
the
the soul. So,
soul.
Adrian, you may need to help me here. I'm going to confess that's because it's such a it's such lifeblood for me with what we're doing in our business, in our ministry, that I know I can be on all the time about what we need to do and developing the business and making sure that our our brand is appropriate out there and connecting with people. I'll just go all out in connecting with people because I do believe that's where opportunities lie, is with other people. And so we've been able to meet so many people, be on stages, actually do several different kind of workshops, retreats, start this Master for Marriage circle. I do believe because of all of the connections that we made, and hopefully the authenticity and genuineness of who we are, that attracts people to what God has called us into.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Adrian and Adam a little bit, because you talked about you were in ministry for almost 30 years. Is that just? And so initially, talk to us a little bit about, was it just you, Adam, being called into ministry, and how, Adrian, did you just say, I gotta go because that's what my husband? Were there any attention? I'm asking multiple questions, but
Yeah.
I wanted you to just give us just an idea of what that was like, because he called both of you all, but not, I don't know if he made you both say, I'm gonna be leading a church or a ministry. So talk to us a little bit about that.
I think Adrian and I, and probably to somebody's dismay, when we were dating and engaged, we started serving. We joined a church together because both of us had different churches that we were members in, working in, and we knew that we were getting married. So it's like, before we get married, we need to find a place where we can serve together. So even from that time, I had already been in the process of discerning call and everything, but she was my partner from day one. Yes, I might have been visible, but she was right. That's why people call us Adam and Adrian. That's why, because you see one of us, you see the other of us, and she wasn't just sitting with a lap scarf, and she was like, she was in there, sleeves rolled up,
A lap scarf.
yeah, fellow laborer, like working with me, helping raise other folks' kids, right? We and when I was called to the church, again, it was one of those things where it's unfair. I'm just gonna put it like that, because we were so used to working together in ministry that when I was called the pastor, there were things that I was just like, "Oh, you got this." It wasn't even spoken. Or we could be doing something, and I would look at her, and she would be like, "Oh, okay." Or we'd be talking about stuff. So in some ways, the lines got super blurry. Right. And I remember, I'll tell the story about brushing my teeth. I remember
that Saturday morning.
One Saturday morning, this is how enmeshed we are, right? I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth shortly after I was called a pastor. And I think football was on in the background or something. And she popped in the bathroom while I was brushing my teeth. She said, I was thinking about something for the church. And I stopped brushing my teeth. And I was like, no.
We're not doing the church thing right now.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing that right now. Yes.
We were so active in service together. So I don't really know any other model.
So y'all have it. How did you guys create? And maybe Catherine can answer this too. how are you creating boundaries to make sure that when you are out,
Mm.
that you're not talking about ministry, you're not talking about your business, you're just talking about each other.
We just be like, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, you
And,
make it. You make
and
it a
again,
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's church business. That's them kids. That's all of it. We didn't talk about none of that. This is
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think starting out because I was so young.
We were so.
I was
You gotta make it. You were much. Yeah.
no, seriously, listen.
Yeah.
Saying yes to get married, knowing that you were a minister at 19.
Wow.
I knew you were the one.
I was 21, so just so anybody don't make it.
I knew that was the road I was supposed to take, and I don't regret it. And the thing is I didn't know another way but to support.
Mm.
I didn't think there was an option. I was
Wow.
like, but as I got to be around other ministers' wives and deacons' wives, you should get to hear things like, well, God called him, he didn't call me. And I'm like,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can't see. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. That was my model. I didn't think there was another option. So
Okay.
even at that stage, I was like, this is what you're supposed to do. Because
And that being said, while we were serving in ministry together, she was completing her education.
yeah.
And I fully supported her to doing that through finishing education and then going on to get her graduate degree, doing her clinicals and all of those hours and all of, when she had to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to single parents. I don't know how y'all do it. I was looking real crazy.
Oh, I had to stay.
Shout out to the single parents who
What
are
you say, Adrian?
Yeah, I had to stay with you all my last residency.
You did. I know.
Yeah.
Yes. You're
Listen,
welcome.
I'm gonna tell you what, we are all for supporting the couples to finish whatever that is that's going to move them forward.
Exactly.
So we have we enjoyed having you here. We gave you space to yourself because we knew you were about business.
Exactly.
Look, I was crying. I was the hair braidness, puff ball, having this. My daughter was looking crazy going to school.
But I see that you all do that you all have been supportive. I have to have this is confession time,
Please.
right?
Okay, let's
So
confess
confession
again.
time. All my people out there, we are talking about building a business without breaking your marriage.
Yes.
Now, the business was not going to break our marriage, but one of the things I want to talk about challenges so that hopefully we can help some of our viewers out there. But when Carlos was called to be an executive pastor, it wasn't that I was against it because I was like, God called, but I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
What it was gonna look like. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't either.
I was like, well, wait a minute.
I didn't know what it was gonna look like.
What does that mean? And so I knew if God called him there was a reason, but we had to have a conversation about that because I know how Carlos is when he gets something new to do. He's going to be up all night. He's going to be all in, just like you, Adam. Just go, 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 go. And he's going to be when the church opens and when the church closes and he's going to be there. And then, so we had to have a conversation like, do not expect me to be at every service.
But she didn't say it like that.
No. How did I say it?
What?
I said baby.
No.
Did I say baby?
No, this is what happened.
It's my story.
I know. this is what happened.
My perspective.
I knew that this was going to take a lot of time and energy.
Yes.
And I went to her and I said, now, I don't expect you to be at the church every time I'm at the church. I don't expect that. But I will let you know when it is important that I feel like that you should be there. That I want you there because of either certain events or initiatives that we're rolling out. And I feel like it's important that people see you, know who you are, and that you're connected to me and that you're supporting what we're doing at the church. So I think we made, Adrian, like what you said, we did clear boundaries on those expectations of what that looked like. So that actually worked well for us at that point. often, sometimes, not often, but sometimes they're like, I really wanted you to come there. And like, I
Mm.
don't feel like going there. And I was like, but I need you to go there, but I'm not feeling right. And I don't feel like that. So
Yes.
that was one. And then two is that,
It was intense.
you have to know how to manage your time with your spouse, because there's some things that your spouse don't need to know
Yeah.
if you're operating in a separate ministry, because you don't want them to have a warped perspective of a situation that may be occurring
Mm.
that they don't get the full context for.
Mm.
So I don't want her walking up in the situation having attitude when she don't really know the entire context
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
space.
yeah. He was very protective, especially when we're talking about church, in leadership. He was very protective of me and making sure that he didn't, bring a lot of that, whatever was happening,
Right.
bringing it home and, opening up about it. Because again, what he said, I could go in looking at people cross-eyed. I remember what you said. I mean, I'm just being real out here, you all.
Yeah,
As we want to be authentic and real about, but that's kind of what. But I love that he protected me from that. But also, then I know how to pray for him because he was carrying a lot on him,
Gotta say it.
and I could see some of those things on him, and I needed to know how to pray for him, even though some of those things were very close to the cloth at church. And so I appreciated that part of it, but sometimes I wanted to carry some of those things for him and help him bear that, to get through those things. So those were that them being in the ministry, I think were really more. We had some just tense times because there were things I couldn't help him with. So all I could do is, pray for strength. I could pray God's word over him. That's really all I could do. And that God would give him the wisdom as he was leading the leadership in the church. And he went through some of the toughest times. I mean, he did COVID, he did racial reconciliation. It was just political. It was a lot going on, and we had, and so God knew who to put in that place at that time, and he was the right person. He was the right person.
I want to ask you guys, how did you? Okay, Jarvis said EP, executive pastors equal work. Okay, it is. It was a lot of work, Jarvis.
Yes.
Believe you me, it was a lot of work. All right, and I think one of the other challenges, and I love to hear you guys' perspective on this, it's when you're in business or ministry together, and the money gets funny. All the money's not coming in the way that it's supposed to, that we think that it's supposed to be coming in, or how do we make sure that we are not commingling our money with, and our family versus the business, that because you see a lot of that commingling is like, well, we'll just do this. Like, no, my wife, that's the strength of hers. She was like, this is Power Couples Rock and our other arm, and this is our money. So now Power Couples Rock may borrow from
that's that
Carlos
equity.
Carlos and Catherine. They may borrow from Carlos. At one point, they were borrowing from Carlos and Catherine, and they're getting to the point where they can support themselves. But
he said, "Ouch!" I know, right?
Right?
Keep it personal.
Because that money can get real sticky about what we can do to make it work, and we bring Peter and Paul into the situation when they don't need to be a part of the situation. Right. So how did you guys handle your money challenges?
You do have to
make sure that they weren't caught. Go ahead.
I think I think for years I was the primary earner outside the home.
Okay.
But and during that period of time before we started business, we never had separate anythings.
No.
Everything, and maybe I'm a dinosaur, but the old school was, I'm going out to get this, I'm gonna bring it home to you. You're gonna take care make sure that my kids good, make sure everything around here is good or whatever. And she did that faithfully. When we started branching out, we were deliberate about keeping stuff in separate streams. Now,
Yes.
now the thing that's interesting for us is that God is faithful, and I can't stress that enough.
Yes.
And supplying needs. Where we had any tension at all around money was early on, but it's something that we learned together.
Yeah.
God honors us when we are faithful to
True.
God with our substance.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and amazingly, even to this day, whatever resource we bring in from these different streams have no bearing on how we live.
Okay. So then, so Adrian, with your practice, that is all separate
It is
from
separate.
your household income. Now, do you take your salary? Of course you do. From your practice, then is that you're an employee of your practice?
Yeah.
Proprietor, employer,
Yeah,
all
I
of the
am.
above.
I mean, legally, I'm a sole proprietor, but still, that's to take care of home and to make sure business stays float.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So you're not taking your children out on what you're making out of your practice. I mean, no, some people do that. Some
No.
people do it. They mingle.
No, we don't mingle. We don't mingle. That's the one thing we don't mingle.
No.
Okay.
Well, we want to encourage our listeners, if you have a business or a ministry, that it's important that you keep those things separate. And we want to encourage so that you can see clear lines. We talk about things being blurred.
Yes.
And that is one thing that we don't want to be blurred in the relationship, because and not only that, but we got the IRS to be worrying about too.
Exactly.
And keeping those things separate. It could be separate discussions that you can have so that you can see, and creating a budget for your business. If you don't have an accountant or someone more than just a bookkeeper, but a bookkeeper is fine, but an accounting, get someone who's going to look at overall CPA to look at everything and to give you good guidance. Someone who's an expert in that, because that's where small business can sometimes struggle with without having those things in place. So some people say, I can't afford it, but you can't afford not to have someone in place.
In real talk, I mean, relationships get on the skids.
Let's tell you what Anthony said. This Anthony, humble beginnings have you struggling with the separation sometimes. I know.
So no, it's tempting.
That's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
It is the real deal.
And we have a CPA that does our books, our own personal books, but then he is pretty meticulous about making sure that our business is separate. So we do 2 different filings on that, and he knows what we're spending the money on our business and what we have in our regular household account. So it's which I feel better about. I feel good about that because we've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So that commingling is just not a good thing. And then I think it helps too emotionally.
Oh yeah, emotionally, yes.
If you can separate the two, then you don't have that emotional tie to that money coming in, because it's like, man, we get these contracts, or we get this large sum of money coming in, and it's for Power Couples Rock. I'm over here looking like Carlos Green. We
ball it
out. And they're like, no, Power Couples Rock is balling right now. So what does that look like for us?
Yeah. I think that's
wonderful. And to me, again, that's a reminder of how we operate with integrity.
Yes.
There's a wrinkle in that, because again, we've been in ministry for a long time together, and brother said something about humble beginnings. We operated on paper in what appeared to be a deficit for a while.
Yes. Come on. Come on, when we first started too.
Again, but you know, it's not magic, it's faithfulness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
When God honored our obedience, when
Yes.
things were lean. So to the point that even
Mhm.
after retiring, what, a couple months ago
Yes.
now, we never relied on support from ministry
Mm.
to live off of.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's great.
So for me personally, and then I think for us as a family, my conscience could always remain clear on why I was doing what I was doing. I
Mhm.
never found myself in an integrity crisis. I could be free.
Yeah.
And it was great when the resources came in and,
Oh yeah.
but at the same time, we were never at a point where, oh man, if this doesn't come in, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because God blessed us with other ways of
Mm-hmm.
earning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that might not be for everybody, but God is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God is faithful.
He is
Yeah.
faithful. And learning to be over the years, we learned to be a good steward of our resources.
Mm,
And as we were beginning to be a good stewards, because we wanted to honor him with that.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
We started learning what being a good steward would be about for the business and
mm,
for our own personal finances, because
mm,
one of the things that Carlos and I wanted to
Mm.
do is always to be able to support causes that we believed in our hearts, and
mm.
we didn't want the restriction of that,
Yes.
because when you're in a financial restriction and crisis, boy,
It does.
It's a bad
It
feeling to
does.
want to help.
And let me just tell y'all, it was tight. It was tight at one point in our lives, because we both decided I wouldn't work and I would stay home and take care of the kids. And, we thought we counted up the cost. Okay, we got our little savings over here. Oh, yeah, we done put it all out. But then when God needs to work some ministry in you, he working something out of you. He still got you. He brought us together. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened? That account started draining.
Yeah.
I'm
I did the
glad
same.
you said that, Catherine, because that need to be said out loud. Because to that end, we did make decisions as a couple that people outside of us
Yeah.
was like, "Who doing that?" We're not going to do that because, again, early on, um, we made a decision because of the income and the childcare cost. Because we had two children that were relatively close and
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and then one that was kind of spaced out.
Yeah.
The math wasn't mathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Come
You know,
on.
we getting pushed into another tax bracket, and we still not. We need to do something different here. So the decision
Yeah.
was made that she would work in the home, and I would be the one uh, working out. That was a decision that we made.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We suffered judgment for it. There's some people in this day and age side eyeing us for making that decision or whatever.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We had
But-
that same thing.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
go
how the
ahead.
ministry was birthed, actually, really was birthed through that.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things, this was really fun. Well, I'm gonna put this up what Anthony said. He's hot tonight trying to serve divorce papers to Mr. and Mrs. Deficient as you speak. Deficit, I mean.
As you speak. Okay. That part right there.
No, welcome here.
No, you are
You are
not
not
welcome
welcome
here.
here. But we got tired about. I was like, how can I be? And I just went on. I was like, now God, I can't be cheerful right now. You said be cheerful. I'm like,
In your giving.
I'm not cheerful. I'm not cheerful. And I know you didn't bring us this far to cause us to have to bring us to a whole new state many years ago and put us through it. What are you doing? And I was really getting down with him. And through all of that, the ministry, it was birthed in learning to lean more upon him, which is what we had said in our marriage, to make sure no matter how much money is in the bank account, you still need to trust me for everything. I am leading and guiding and directing your steps into all truth.
Amen.
And it was a way that he was just showing us there's something bigger than what you see in your bank account. There are couples out there that you're going to touch that you don't even see. You've been doing this all along. I've been nurturing you. You've been stewarding couples for a long time in your home and outside of your home. I'm about to birth something new in you. And so through that financial challenge, like it was like living from paycheck to paycheck. I was like, I don't want to live like this. And we came together, we prayed and fast for 3 years, and we got financial free. We were just like, we are not going back. And people ask us to this day, that's one of the reasons why we do not eat meat, is because we want to remember, we mark that time back when we lived in Ohio, that this is not a place for us to be. And I said, we got real honest with him. And as a result of that, we've been able to serve, couples wholeheartedly. And but we had to go through that.
I have an example of just something that happened a couple months ago. I feel like kind of fits what we're talking about with couples. I know everybody's kind of familiar with the AirPods, that you.
Yeah.
And a couple months ago in the gym, one of them just stopped. And my first mind is, I broke them. Did I drop them? No. So I was like, I'm gonna go home and recharge it. I did what it said online. Only one of them is still working. Finally went to the Apple store. Went to the Apple store twice. The first time they couldn't fix it. The second time, the guy was like, I see what your problem is. They're still a pair, but they're not synced.
Oh, come on now.
I said, the whole time, he said, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to reset it. They'll be synced and they'll both be working. And I was like,
fully charged, still a pair.
So when you all kind of had two themes, when we don't have clear roles, when we come under financial restriction, we'll still be a pair, but we're out of sync with God and then one another, because we start to get upset. We lose the vision. We've forgotten why he told us to do this in the first place. And we're together, but we're not in sync. And that is what can break your marriage.
And you can't say that enough. I do want to say this out loud. Keeping your relationship from fracturing under the weight of business or ministry. If we are oriented at the same toward the same object, if we are focused on the same goal, which is not really, my goal is not purpose. My goal is not prosperity. My goal is not this, that, or the other. My goal is God.
Honor God.
I'm out here chasing God with my whole, like a deer that pants after the waters. My soul, I'm chasing God. If I chase God, if we chase God together, all of this other stuff, and I don't want to diminish the lessons that we learn, all this other stuff in time has a way of working itself out. So those couples that are listening and wondering, why can't we get on the same page? Y'all ain't looking at the same thing.
That's true.
I would say that. I would say that as well. If you're chasing God, then that's going to be wisdom that he's going to give you.
True.
And how to steward your business and your resources very well in that space. And then you don't have the level of stress that some people get, even if they're making a lot of money. There's still stress that comes with that. You're not enjoying it because you're like, I don't even know where my money is. I don't know where it's going. And we've been around couples who have businesses, and then we find out that they're divorcing. And we're like, whoa, on the outside, everything look amazing. You all are making the money. You're really putting it out there. We see you on social media, the whole 9 yards. And then we find out y'all are like this close. Y'all are signing papers next week. It's like, what happened to you all? So I know we're getting ready to close here. So here, I know we talked about keeping separate bank accounts. The marriage and the business. We did say that. And then I would say schedule the business separately from the marriage. You just can't be on 24 hours. And I have to confess to that. I'm not.
What, Carlo? What you said, Carlo?
You can't be on 24 hours. You cannot.
What?
So we need to spend. So we did when we were in Vancouver, we did spend just our quality time together.
Yes, not talking business.
Not talking business.
Not talking, yes.
Exactly. We just spent our time together, which was really good. Now, when she would go off to do some things at the convention, now I'd be all in that business.
Sending out emails, talking about, did you see that email? Nope.
I was like, okay.
Nope, I'm on vacation.
Yes.
No.
Wait a minute, Carlos. Are you shutting the laptop lid when she come in the room?
I'll shut
No, I wouldn't do nothing.
Now we're gonna.
I gave him more time because I know he needs that time. That's good. He can think and get it gone, and I was gone. And, all right, we got you right there, working on it. That's all right. It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
You know, we continue. This is, to me, it's a really good topic to talk about, how we're building a business without breaking our marriage. Because, and there's so many other things that we can talk about. We can talk about what the support look like. We can talk about, you know, we can go on finances forever, but we're hoping tonight that you've been able to glean from this conversation of something that you can take away and kind of discuss with each other about how you can get aligned. Because I believe we're going to be talking about alignment.
What are we talking about next week?
We're going to be talking about when your vision don't fully align. And you see, Agent almost, she dropped it on us just like that, syncing and alignment. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. She had dropped some seeds. She's taking over Alvin tonight, dropping the watermelon seeds.
I love it.
We want to thank you all for listening to our popcorn conversation tonight. We are serious about what we do as far as couples go, who are married, who are in ministry, and who are in business. And if you're interested in finding out more about our Master for Marriage Circle, we have a membership of couples who are married, who are in business and ministry, and we walk through we do community and life together, and we talk about their wins, their challenges. We also move them forward, talk about strategy. How can they move? Because we want them to win. A lot of our small business may not have that in place, and that is, we want to be a place of where they can come and gather and get that information. And I'm going to put this QR code on the screen, and that way you can actually scan the code and you can find out a little bit more, get interest if you're interested in it, and then we can follow up with you on that. What do you have?
Sure. I'm just saying, last word to Adam and Adrian. Y'all got anything that y'all want to leave our audience with tonight, and then we'll close out.
I don't know, Adrian, with the connect
with the earbuds.
Yeah, I mean, my mind went to Hebrews chapter 12, you know, where the writer says we're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses.
Yes.
And for this reason, we lay aside the weight and the things that would strain us or break us, pull us apart, and we run with patience the race. We run with endurance the race. And how do you do that? By looking to Jesus, who's the author and the finisher, the one who initiates and sustains and brings to pass, you know, the work that's look to Jesus. That if we can keep God in focus, regardless of the work, regardless of the calling, he'll sustain us. Now again, we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn as we go.
Go learn today.
Exactly.
You're gonna learn, but we're gonna get what we need to keep going.
What you got, Adrian?
Do what you have to do as a couple and as a family to stay in line with God and one another.
I like that.
Man, because all the other stuff, the accomplishments, it's a wash.
Yes,
man.
I think for me, the scripture that comes to mind for me is Ecclesiastes 4 and 9, where it says 2 are better than 1, and they have a good return on their work. So if we are working together, that's a promise there that we have a good return for our work, and that 2 are better than 1. Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. Catherine.
I've already said mine. I just want to say thank you all for listening. We look forward to seeing you back here on Tuesday night, Popcorn Conversation. You already know what we're going to be talking about, alignment. You better get on here. We want to hear your your thoughts and what you have on that. And while you're doing that, let's get
powered up.
I need some music. Dun, 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 dun.